Hi, this is Dan Heisman, Philly tutor for Chess FM, and this is the Improve Your Chess series for ICC members. In today's video, we're going to do another in our series of opening tabias. This time we're going to look at a relatively rare line in the Sicilian, but it's a line that I picked up from my college roommate, who played it, and I played it in some tournaments with some success. And as we'll explain in the video, later it became a lot more popular for a very interesting reason. All right, well, in the Sicilian, there's basically two types of Sicilians. There's what we call anti-Sicilians, where white plays, let's say, a Grand Prix attack, or a closed Sicilian, or he plays a c3 Sicilian, or he plays a Mora Gambit, or let's say he plays a Rossolimo or a Moscow attack. These are all Sicilians where white is not playing knight f3 followed by d4. When white plays knight f3 followed by d4, let's say with knight c6 for the moment, this is called an open Sicilian. And open Sicilians are one of the most popular openings in chess. And a lot of amateurs these days play these anti-Sicilians to avoid the open Sicilian because there's so much theory on it. There are books now that say how to play against the open Sicilians. They'll give you one line against each of the, 18 major variations of the open Sicilian there are. One of the ideas in these anti-Sicilians, as I said, is to play bishop to b5 on the second move instead. So against knight c6, bishop b5, you have the Rossolimo. And as we said, against d6, you have the Moscow. However, in the third major move for white, which is e6, I guess the fourth would be g6, bishop to b5 is just a crazy move, doesn't make any sense at all. Black would be very happy to play a6, and now white's going to have to retreat the bishop. He can't stay on the diagonal because he gets into this Noah's Ark kind of pattern and loses the bishop. So he'd have to come back here, and this move a6, as you know in the Sicilian, can be a very, very helpful move. So basically white's just losing a tempo. So he's not going to play bishop to b5 against e6. Now there are a variety of open Sicilians that come from e6. For instance, you can play a Khan. You can play a Sveshnikov by this move order. You could play a kind of Taimanov here. There's also Paulsons, and Paulsons and Taimanovs are kind of cousins. Paulsons very often have like knight f6 first and then do that kind of stuff. But in any case, we're not here to talk about the difference between Paulsons and Taimanovs. But we've got Paulsons, Taimanovs, Khans, even, as I say, Sveshnikovs can come from this move order. But there's another one you could play, and that is, what happens if black just brings out his knight to c6? And for obvious reasons, this is called the Sicilian Four Knights. And it's been a fairly rare bird at the grandmaster level, at least until a few years ago. And let's explain why. All right, so white has two main moves here. If white does nothing, if white thinks he's going to play, bishop e2 or, bishop g5, these are not good moves against the Sicilian Four Knights. If white doesn't know what he's doing, for instance, here black could play queen to a5, not worried about getting his f-pawns doubled on bishop takes f6. And these are all really good positions for black. If white plays bishop e2, black can play bishop b4, threatening knight takes e4. And already white's in a little bit of trouble here. Not trouble, but what black has full equality. If